So the next teaser trailer, we'll just briefly mention this one, and then we'll talk about the two big things. But this had the biggest pop in my house when I showed them like the 45-second little teaser for this. But I'm telling you, if I should have taken a video of the reactions for this, but the Bluey movie, my word, it was like if you're watching like wrestling and like Stone Cold's music hits and the crowd goes insane, like that's what my living room was like when I showed my kids this teaser trailer. It was incredible. Hear ye, and welcome to the Royal Geek Podcast. I am your host tonight, Justin Sandoval, a.k.a. Sandy, and tonight I am joined by the one and only Anthony Amato, who we like to call Shamato, and our boy, Jordan Mosley, the landlord himself. Gentlemen, I am so happy that you were able to join us today because we will be doing a really quick recap on D23 that happened last weekend. Major announcements, major shows and movies, and even a video game in there. And so, yeah, we're going to hear to talk about all that. So, fellas, overall impressions of D23. What's your thoughts of the expo in general? Shamato.
I would just say like it is an interesting spectacle to it. You don't think that like one studio could carry like an entire expo by itself until you actually see them play it out, because like you're used to like, it's like Comic-Con where literally every studio is, talking about like their one or two things that are coming out, but they just have so much content that, like when you actually see it playing out, you're like, oh, this goes from like Disney TV to like Camp Rock 3 to like, the most intense movies of the year. It's crazy.
Yeah. That is crazy. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's such a cool event. Like you said, the IP that they own, and like Disney just does things at such a high level. Like they bring in all the stars, and it is a spectacle every single time they put it on.
Yeah, I agree. So let's go ahead and talk about some of these properties real quick. There was one video game that was announced, and it was Kingdom Hearts 4. Which is a huge IP that's I've been a huge fan of the games, 1, 2, and 3, even the 1.5 and the ones in between. But yeah, it looks incredible, and it's going to have way more Disney IP than normal, even introducing some Marvel characters and some Star Wars characters. So I'm definitely looking forward to that blend of Final Fantasy and Disney, which is very exciting for me at least. So what are you guys' thoughts on that one?
I mean, I think it's just really cool, like getting to see some of those, like you're saying, with other IPs, giving them a chance to rejoin. Because I don't think they owned Star Wars when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. I don't believe, and I think they've owned Marvel since then, but they never really like. I don't know. Maybe they just didn't have a solidified stance on that quite yet. Maybe Marvel didn't really have like all their ducks in a row, like rights wise, for some of those characters, and now they're able to like actually bring them in. So it'll be really cool to just see how that plays out.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so excited for that one. Jordan, what about you?
Yeah, I mean that's a game that I grew up like playing. I mean, I remember my younger brother's a bigger fan of it than I am. But he was like, as the older brother, I always had like first crack at it, right? And it was such a cool blend at the time because there's nothing else out there that's like that. Yeah. And then over the years, it's just gotten better and better. And then like you said, there's so many different, like they did like the DS games, and it's like I think there was even like some PSP ones. It's such a cool property. I'm glad they announced that. And they announced more with it too. So I'm excited about getting into that.
That is true. Yeah. And I think honestly, this is the perfect segue into the TV section of our discussion, because one of the TV shows that was announced as an animated series was the Kingdom Hearts series. So that's going to be on Disney Plus, and they're going to be based on just the image they showed. It sounds like we're going to be following Sora, and maybe it's going to take place like the origins of game 1 and just go through the story, or maybe it's going to be a completely original idea. So we talked about how much we loved the game, but seeing it play out in a TV show would be really awesome if it was done with the right animation studio, which I don't believe I saw a confirmed one. But Shamato, what do you think about Kingdom Hearts being a TV series?
I mean, I think it'll be I think it'll be a fun journey. Like, I feel like they'll do, I feel like Kingdom of Hearts has done a really good job of being quality, like, all the way across all of its games so far. And I think that will just kind of like bleed into like their feelings in their TV show. I don't think they've really ever had a fall off. And I think just as like we've talked about in X-Men 97, when we've done reviews on that. The great thing about animation is you just need somebody to draw this person. You don't actually need, Robert Downey Jr. on screen. You don't need Chris Evans on screen, to pay him $10 million to show up. You just need somebody who sort of sounds like him, to play Iron Man or to play, or to play Captain America or something like that. If you want to have those type of things or any of the other entities that they have on there. So one of the great things about animation is that you can afford to have cameos.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that 1,000%. Jordan, I'm sure you feel the same way with the series as everybody else. You're looking forward to it.
Yeah, they've definitely gone with like quality over quantity. And I think some people like they appreciate that. I mean, just like any fan though, like you always want more, but there is a part when like they just start putting too much out there that it's a little bit makes you a little bit standoffish. I don't think this is that case. I think that they've done such a good job of like spoon feeding us stuff over the years that they're not gonna just all of a sudden just keep pouring out stuff. So I think this will be quality. I think it's been well thought out. So I'm definitely down.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're gonna keep rolling with some TV shows. They did announce season 3 of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which I've still only seen the first episode of season 1 on this one, so I kind of fell behind on it. But every time I see a trailer or anything for it, I'm like, dude, I got to get into this because I was a fan of the movies growing up. Shamato, have you watched any of the seasons at all?
I have not watched any of the Percy Jackson, but give me 1 second. I am a huge fan of one of their new cast members, Ming-Na Wen. So, which I got her signature right there on a Pop Funko as Agent May, and she's going to be one of the new cast members. I believe is it Athena or Hair? I forgot who she's actually playing. Like she's like the Queen of Olympus or something like that. I believe is who she's playing. But anyway, I think it'll be really if I really get into it. I think it'd be really cool to be able to see her in live action.
Amazing flex, Shamato. Jordan, was that even fair to him flex like that?
I don't know about you, Justin. I was really worried he was going to have like a tied up actor in his bedroom. So when he showed the Funko Pop, I was thrilled.
Relieved.
I mean, I wouldn't allow myself to fall for that one. If I had that, they're in the corner. You can't see them.
Right, of course.
Nice. All right. We got 3 more shows we're going to go ahead and talk about. They showed the season 2 trailer for Ahsoka, which I'm really looking forward to this one. As obviously Star Wars is in our realm, our niche. And the trailer just looked like a banger, man. This looked incredible. And I remember what Filoni said. I believe it was one of these events recently. He said that half of the season is going to be a big giant war or battle. And just watching the trailer alone, I'm like, okay, we're going to have to buckle up because this thing is going to be a fun ride. Shamato, what did you think of the Ahsoka trailer?
I mean, I just think it was really cool with just being able to, it's going to be really cool to dive into Thrawn more in live action. I know we got some of him in Ahsoka season 1, but like getting into him more in season 2 will be awesome. Finally really getting to like see Ezra. Like, I mean, we saw Ezra, but I feel like we didn't really get a whole lot with him in season 1. And of course, like Ahsoka is phenomenal. She's one of my favorite Star Wars characters, like of any. Like I love her in Clone Wars and Rebels, and so I just think it'd be a really fun ride. And even I can't remember her name right now, but the blonde villain girl, I do like the idea of her like like I want to see her evolution where she ends up as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jordan, what was the thing that stood out to you most in the trailer?
I mean, I love they brought Hayden Christensen back. I think it's one of the greater choices they've made. And I think like he sums it up. I love what he had to say about it. The quote was, "The plot is a big war up in the stars, a Star Wars, if you will." Just what? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely great.
Amazing.
Like, I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it for sure. They did have 2 Marvel shows, one animated and one one animated and one live action. The animated one is season 2 of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, and that they showed a lot of good footage for that one. I was a fan of the show, the first season. It was really good. I just was wondering what universe this is going to fall into, like when they finally do a reveal. Like, I mean, I was under the impression that it was just going to be like kind of like a prelude to the Earth 616, which it still could be. I'm just waiting to see some live action Norman and Harry Osborn, because Harry has been fun to watch in this animated series. Shamato, have you been keeping up with the series, or are you taking a sideline on that one?
I'm a little bit on the sideline with this one. It's someone I gotta probably give it a shot, but I'm just not like it just hasn't really caught on to me yet. I haven't had a chance to really dive deep into it. But anytime you get a good like Spider-Man storyline, and I feel like with animated shows, it's a really good way for them to dive deeper into storylines and characters and really build. I think it does a great job of building up, especially younger viewers' knowledge of the worlds, and because I know that's what affected me a lot with like growing up. A lot of my knowledge comes from those animated series more than even from like the real comics.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. The animated series is where you kind of build your foundation for sure. Jordan, seeing Doc Ock be the main villain of season 2, like the reveal, like what? Let me do. He looks sick, man. What'd you think?
He did. No, I mean, I like season 1. I mean, at first I was slow to get adapt to it, but I love the art style. I think it's perfect for that kind of storyline. It's different than anything we've seen before in the Spider-Man universe. I think season 2 will be great. I mean, like the more Spider-Man I can get, like the better. I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that statement too. All right, the next Marvel show, live action, we have finally, Vision Quest. And honestly, this trailer blew me away. It really did. Like, I didn't know what to expect with the show. And as soon as they did like the Mind Palace and James Spader appeared as Ultron in human form, I was like, okay, I'm here. This is gonna be absolutely incredible, and I'm here for it, man. And Shamato, what did you think about that?
What I love the fact that they are presenting this as the third part of a trilogy and not just a standalone piece that is like kind of off to the side. I love the fact that they're making this all together with WandaVision and Agatha all along. Um, and I also like the fact that they have the other robots in there too, AIs, or you had Winona Ryder as playing as Friday, and then you had I don't remember the 2 other actors playing the other ones, but that's just really cool getting to see some of them in there, and there just seems like there's gonna be an interesting introspective journey that he's gonna be going on. It'll be cool to see where he comes out on the other side. It is that's coming out in what, like, is it November or October?
I think it's
Yeah, October
October, right?
14th. October 14th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it'll
And
be really cool seeing like what that leads into. Like, does it affect Doomsday? You know?
yeah, that would be interesting to see. And you never really know. And I think what you're talking about is the Friday. Yeah, Friday was there, but then also Jarvis, the live action from the show, the Peggy Carter show. Like, that was cool to see as well. And but yeah, Jordan, I mean, what do you think about Vision Quest and how they showed it?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked a whole lot into it. Obviously, I've been waiting for it. I'm a massive fan of the first 2 shows in it. So like I've been kind of staying away because I'm just really excited. Now it seems like it's like right on top of us. So as kind of my first real look into it, like, man, I was freaking pumped. Like, I think
Yes.
it looks visually, it looks great. Obviously the cast is awesome, and I think like, I love like what Shamato said, like they're pitching this as the end of the trilogy, and I think that helps tie things together a little bit stronger. I mean, obviously that's what they kind of pitched to in the first place. They're like solidifying that. I love it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do too. And this is supposedly supposed to be like the last true like connectivity between movies and TV shows. So it'll be interesting to see how they wrap that up. Okay, so we're going to transition over to the movies realm now, and I'm gonna do this next part a little differently. There's a ton of sequels announced, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna blitz those sequels. And then at the end of that, I'm gonna ask you guys which one of those you think you're looking forward to the most. Okay, so here are the sequels, starting with Ice Age Boiling Point. They have the rights now to that studio that makes Ice Age. So Disney is just a giant. So Ice Age Boiling Point, technically that's number 6, I believe, Ice Age 6. Lilo and Stitch live action 2, which they had an incredible reveal of Angel and her antennas being the 2 logo, which is phenomenal. They brought out Anne Hathaway, who's busy making her rounds for every movie this summer, and she is.
We thank her for it.
We do. She announced Princess Diaries 3, which, as a millennial, I'm here for it. And then they did a big reveal of Coco 2, which I really enjoyed their presentation of it. I'm really excited to see Miguel back on the screen again. And then they did Incredibles 3. That was a great reveal for me. They didn't really dive too deep into that one, but I really wanted to see more. They had a cool like concept art, which I'm looking forward to seeing that one. And then the final sequel of this. Oh no, actually, there's 2 more sequels and 2 big ones. Zootopia 3 doesn't have to wait 13 years in between each one. The Zootopia 3 is going to be released. But then the biggest of all the bigs was Frozen 3, and that one had a huge pop. They put all their money into this one because they had a great first clip, and it was very, very hyped up. They even had Kristen Bell out there singing with Idina Menzel, and so yeah, it was exciting. So, fellas, out of all those movies that I named, which one do you think you're looking forward to the most? Shamato, go.
I mean, I think it's a little unfair to put Incredibles in this because it's like that's number 1. Like, I think that's just like that's gotta be my number 1. I mean, there's some other solid ones in there that I'm really pumped for. Some ones I wasn't necessarily expecting, like Princess Diaries 3. I wasn't necessarily expecting that one to be there, but Incredibles 3 but the first 2 movies were so great, and it's just gonna be really interesting to see the next journey and potentially like you've all been wondering about like the story of like where does Jack go next. So I mean, it's gonna be really interesting to see how this ends up.
Yeah, what about you, Jordan?
I think as a true like girl dad, Frozen is my easy answer. The amount of times I've seen the first and second one, like just insane. But I would say like a deep cut for me would be Coco 2. I really enjoyed Coco, like the art style, the music. That's one that's just I don't think it gets as much love, but super solid movie.
Yeah. As I really do love your choices, Shamato and Jordan. I'm all for those. I do think for me it is going to be Frozen 3. Girl dad here myself, and those movies got played over and over and over again. Those soundtracks still to this day get worn out. And the only concern I have is, can the third soundtrack be as good as the first 2? Because honestly, those are elite soundtracks.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you can top that. So yeah, Frozen 3 for me is up there. So, all right. This next movie is a sequel, but I didn't include it because it wasn't originally part of the Disney family. This is a part of the Fox family that Disney acquired. But the new Simpson movie, I'm very excited about this one because I remember seeing the first one in theaters, like it was never going to happen. And they kept like teasing it, and then it finally happened. And then now here we are many, many, many years later, almost 20 years later, actually. And their sequel is coming out. So Shamato, I know you're with me on this one, dude. How you feeling about this?
Yeah, Simpsons is one of those sculpting shows in my life. Like, I remember just my teenage years. I mean, I'm one of the few people that can probably say that they've seen every single episode of The Simpsons. Like, I've, literally watched all of them. I still keep track of it like till today. Like when it comes out. And it's just always there's so many insanely good episodes. And it's really interesting seeing how they've kind of shifted like tone in the later seasons to kind of like recreate themselves. Kind of like a aging athlete who like figures out a new way to do what he needs to do. So it's really interesting seeing how they've like creatively done that. And I'm just gonna love to see where this goes because honestly, the movie is like elite. It's really good.
Yeah. What about you, Jordan? You a Simpson guy or no?
Yeah, you can put Simpsons on like the top of the list of things that I couldn't care any less about.
I figured that was it with you.
Yeah, it just doesn't move the needle for me. Like, and I get the draw. Like, I don't hate Simpsons. It just has never really like resonated with me. But I get why people like it because I mean, it is funny. It is, obviously the longest standing like TV show. But for me personally, just not something like I would go out of my way to see.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't hate you for that, man. That's fine. I completely get it. All right, so the next teaser trailer, we'll just briefly mention this one, and then we'll talk about the two big things. But this had the biggest pop in my house when I showed them like the 45-second little teaser for this. But I'm telling you, if I should have taken a video of the reactions for this, but the Bluey movie, my word, it was like if you're watching like wrestling and like Stone Cold's music hits and the crowd goes insane, like that's what my living room was like when I showed my kids this teaser trailer. It was incredible, and I will be there on opening night for Bluey movie. Shamato, what are your thoughts on that one?
I mean, I love Bluey. Like it's a phenomenal show. I'm very much in the camp of like it's just a good show, and you don't necessarily have to have kids to enjoy it. Honestly, it teaches a lot of good lessons, and it's definitely leaves you like there are moments where it tears out your heart, and there are moments where it helps you learn things about yourself and dealing with, and also just like dealing with children. Like, yeah.
Yep. What about you, Jordan? I know that was probably big in your house too.
Oh yeah, like Bluey to me is like it probably captures like what I had the feel of the nostalgia of the '90s without being a '90s like property, right?
Yeah.
I love like what it stands for. The episodes again, I can watch them. Like the kids can leave the room, and I'm left sitting there. I'll just watch
Every time.
Yeah, I do like the CGI though. Like I think and I kind of think that's like a '90s thing as well in my mind. Like cartoon shows like when they get their CGI like adaptation, like that was always like really cool to be like, oh, like they just look different.
Yeah.
Yeah, they look different. It's
I'm here for it, man.
Yeah,
I didn't
people that
mind
are
it. I didn't
crapping
mind
on
it.
that, yeah, whoever's crapping on that, shut up.
Yeah, for real. I agree with that statement. All right, the two big ones. We'll lead with the announcement of the X-Men. They brought several people onto the stage, and we have Kit Connor, who's playing Cyclops. We have Christopher Abbott, who is playing Professor Xavier. Samara Weaving, we knew about, playing Emma Frost. We have Indy Navarrete playing Rogue, and Maya Boyd playing Storm. And joined on stage through Zoom or video call was Adam Driver, who will be playing Mr. Sinister. So, out of all of those cast members, obviously Indy Navarrete is having herself a year, but honestly, Maya Boyd has nothing to her credit except for some theater stuff. Christopher Abbott is always just that guy in a show that's one or two episodes here or there. Kit Connor has been in some popular series here recently. And Samara Weaving, she's probably her and Adam Driver are probably the two big catalog people. But as far as these casting goes, Shamato, which one of these are you excited about?
I mean, I'm excited about Indy to see like how she can, like, how does this affect her? Like, how does this play out? Are we gonna see like is this gonna be sort of like in my mind? Because I'm thinking of another X-Men character who like Jennifer Lawrence. Is this gonna be like a situation where she has the movie like Winter's Bones? She gets picked up by she gets picked up by X-Men, and then she becomes enormous like in her own right. On top of that. Like it would be interesting to see if she has like a similar career path as that, hopefully with less resentment towards the IP, because I feel like Jennifer Lawrence at the end didn't necessarily enjoy being part of the X-Men. But it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out, and I'm okay with them casting smaller actors a little bit less accomplished, because honestly, like people forget how much Marvel played into up and coming actors to begin with. Just as they forget that it was more like secondary IPs that they started with. Like, I think people just forget. They just think that they want to just be like, oh, well, they've always been at the top, therefore they always started at the top. It's not always how it works, you know?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Jordan, what do you think? What about these characters are you looking forward to?
You know what it is, Justin. You know it's Indy.
It
Like,
is.
dude, just from what we've seen so far, so much talent. And then the fact that she's turned down like two other huge movies to do this. Like there was a lot of talk about like her for like wanting to be Mystique, which like cool. Like
Yeah.
I think Rogue like is it. Like I think that fits really well. I've started filming for my Gambit, so I've got to send that in for the casting.
Yeah, you'd make
So
a great Gambit, Jordan, for
oh
sure.
yeah. I've been
Nice. I'm
How's
working
your
sure.
on my
accent, Mon
my
ami?
Bayou.
Like,
Oh, Sherry.
there you
I'm
go.
telling you, I got Gambit. They need to like you're looking for people that do not have anything on their credits. It's me.
It's you,
Like
for sure.
I'm the guy. You don't have to pay me that much. So
Yeah.
indie all stinking day.
Yeah. Well, so we'll see. We'll see how this ends up turning out. I at this moment, I think Marvel's on a high right now, and I'm willing to completely trust the process and see where it goes from here. So yeah, I'm excited about the X-Men reveal. And then we had a extended look at Doom, which the what they showed, the new trailer / first look, it absolutely looks incredible, and I can't wait for December. And honestly, there's not much more I can add to this because like Doom looks menacing. He truly looks like he is going to win this movie. And I don't think it's even going to be close. I think it's going to, like, yes, Thanos in Infinity War was absolutely incredible. I think he's going to make Thanos look like a little puppet doll, and it's going to be incredible to see. Shamato, what did you think about the first look of Doomsday?
I mean, I think it's gonna be really good. I think you could be right. I think Doomsday may they may kind of sort of copy the formula a little bit, where like Doomsday ends up sort of on top by the end of the movie, in some form or fashion, with whatever may be happening. And Doom doesn't have the restraint that Thanos kind of had throughout Infinity War. Like a lot of because Thanos had a very like specific task that he was trying to accomplish, and it wasn't necessarily destruction that he was trying to create. He had a task outside of that. Doom is kind of just there for the power. Like he doesn't care who he has to go through. He is he is one of the biggest bads that Marvel had.
Yeah. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, I was excited for this movie anyways, but like just seeing it and like, I mean, the trailer was great. The things they chose to show, I mean, like I'm a TV guy, right? But like this whole week, I've just been reading like Doctor Doom comics, getting prepped because I don't know the lore as much as I probably should. But like
Dang, that's
that,
good, man.
just that trailer like sparked that with me, where I'm like at night instead of watching TV, I'm going to bed. I'm sitting there, reading comics on my Kindle, and it's like I wanted more from it. So I think they did a great job of the placement of that, and again, like what they showed. Yeah, it looked phenomenal.
Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely excited about that. I did just realize that there was the One and Soul movie that Star Wars is going to be releasing anytime soon and that we know about. There was a Star Wars Starfighter showing Ryan Gosling and his incredible taste in jackets in every single movie that he has. He has that jacket with the upside down Rebel logo and the crossbones. It looks really cool. I don't know what to expect with the movie yet. I mean, the brief things we saw, it looks like it could be a fun ride, and Gosling's character seems to be like a Han Solo type, but like more like bad boy, I guess. I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see. Shamato, what was your take on Starfighter?
I mean, I think it's going to be a really cool idea. Like the logo kind of implies this idea that he's lost his faith a little bit. Like not only is it the cross and bones, but the rebel symbol is upside down. Like it implies to me like something about like the movement has either like died out on him, or like it's the part of his movement maybe gotten crushed, and like kind of like that kind of idea with him. So it'll be interesting how that plays out with him, and I feel like we're gonna see him be kind of the like dude who was a believer who lost his faith and is kind of like potentially coming back to the light by like some force that he meets in this movie.
Nice. Jordan, what was your take on this besides the awesome jacket?
Yeah, the jacket was awesome. The logo's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I think if it's more like Skeleton Crew, just just something completely different. That's obviously like they don't oversaturate Star Wars to me, not just yet. There are some things that I probably would never watch again that they put out. But if this is something that's completely like original within the story, I mean, like what a great actor to get to play in it. It looks really cool. Like just from the little bit they've shown, it looks cool. So
Yeah.
I've got high hopes for it, and the fact that they're not putting a whole lot out, movie wise, means I
Could be
think that they're
the answer.
Yeah, they're focusing. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fellas, that was a good recap there of D23, man. I'm excited for the properties that are coming out. So, yeah, you know what? That's a good spot to end it, man. And thank you so much for everybody who came and watched and listened. Please go ahead and give us a like, follow, subscribe wherever you are listening. Please go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. I know I see a lot of you guys watching our videos, but I don't see the subscribers to match. So, could you please just hit subscribe? It's not that big a deal. It's just going to be a notification on your phone that you swipe away anyway. So no big deal. So anyway, thank you so much for doing that. We really do appreciate you guys for tuning in. For Shamato, for Jordan, and myself, Sandy, we thank you so much for listening to the Royal Geek Podcast. And we will go ahead and see you guys next time, you peasants.